Greetings, family. It's me, your boy, Dr. Samuel Abbott, and I'm back with another midweek motivation. Speaking of motivation, motivation feels good. It's energizing. It's exciting. It gives you the surge at the beginning of the year when everything feels possible and anything feels possible. But here's the reality most people don't talk about. Motivations will fade. They fade because motivation is emotional. But discipline, on the other hand, is intentional. Motivations show up when conditions are favorable, while discipline shows up even when they're not. And family, if your growth, your consistency, or even your success depends on how you feel that day, then your progress is always at risk. Discipline, family, is often misunderstood. It's not punishment, it's not restriction, but discipline, however, is self-respect in action. And I want to challenge you to not be driven by emotion alone, but be anchored by commitment. And to help you build a sustainable momentum, I want to give you one simple framework by breaking down the word discipline. So the first thing I want to give you is to decide in advance. Discipline begins with a decision. Leaders, family, don't decide whether they'll show up daily. They've already decided that, so they just follow through. And when you decide in advance, excuses lose power, emotions lose control, but consistency begins to increase. And family, indecision will drain your energy, but decisions create clarity. The next thing to do to be disciplined is to implement small, repeatable habits. Big change is built on small commitments kept over time. Therefore, discipline grows through small actions done consistently, not dramatic ones, not ones trying to be impressive, just small, repeatable actions. You don't need more motivation. You need to manage habits you'll actually follow through. And to help in that manner, you may also want to structure your environment. What you allow around you influences what you become, because environment either supports discipline or it sabotages it. So may I suggest to you today to structure your space, structure your schedule, or even structure your priorities. Remember this, because when discipline is supported by structure, energy is preserved and momentum is protected. And to keep momentum, we need to also commit without negotiation. Every time you debate whether to follow through or not, you train inconsistency, and that weakens discipline. Because commitment says this is not optional. I must and I will follow through. Because discipline thrives where standards are clear. And when your standards are clear, you learn to ignore emotional excuses. Look, family, I get it. And I want you to know that your feelings are real. So feel what you feel. However, your feelings are not reliable leaders. You won't always feel like showing up. You won't always feel confident. You won't always feel ready. But discipline says, act anyway. Because growth happens when action is not delayed by emotion. And when you are able to check your emotions, that will help you to protect your energy. Burnout kills discipline. So therefore, you must protect your boundaries. You must protect your focus. And family, you must even protect your sleep. Because discipline is not about doing more. It's about doing what matters without self-sabotage. And to keep us from sabotaging ourselves, we must learn from consistency. Consistency reveals what works. Note this about discipline. It gives you data. It gives you what strengthens you. It'll tell you what drains you. It will even tell you what needs to be adjusted, because adjustments are needed for progress. And progress becomes visible when effort becomes consistent. Therefore, we must also learn to invest in what matters. Discipline is stewardship. And since you don't have unlimited time, unlimited energy, or even unlimited attention, you need discipline. And that requires intentional investment. So ask yourself, what actually produces a return? When you invest in what matters, discipline becomes strategic, not exhausting. You stop spending energy on distractions and start investing it on where it compounds. That in turn helps you to navigate resistance. Resistance is not a sign that something is wrong. It's often confirmation that something meaningful is being built. Every disciplined commitment will encounter some type of resistance, whether that's internal resistance, fatigue, doubt, or discouragement, or external resistance like delays, pushback, or even a lack of support. Navigating resistance does not mean fighting everything and fighting it head on. It simply means staying steady, adjusting wisely, and refusing to abandon your direction. Leaders who lack discipline react to resistance, but leaders who grow in discipline navigate it. And sometimes in order to navigate these things, we must learn to encourage yourself. This will be hard for some of you. And there will be moments this year when no one applauds you. No one even notices what you're doing. And no one affirms that you're doing the right thing. And in those moments, discipline requires you to become your own encourager. Encouraging yourself is not being selfish. Encouraging yourself is not denial, it's actually reinforcement. Encouraging yourself is reminding yourself, number one, why you started doing it in the first place. Number two, what you've already survived and overcome. And number three, it reminds you what still matters. Therefore, family, I want you to speak strength into yourself and continue to move forward with clarity, because encouragement is not weakness, it's endurance in action. So family, discipline does not make you rigid, it makes you reliable. It gives your future something solid to stand on. And when discipline is in place, momentum becomes predictable, confidence becomes stable, and growth becomes sustainable. So here's your discipline activity for this week. Choose one non-negotiable habit, small, clear, repeatable. Write it down, protect it, honor it. Choose one non-negotiable habit, write it down, protect it, honor it. Don't aim for impressive, aim for consistent. And as you move forward this year, remember, motivations will come and go. Feelings will fluctuate. Your circumstances will change. But discipline builds what emotions cannot sustain. I'm Samuel Abbott with another midweek motivation. May God bless you, may God keep you, and may you be disciplined.